Greetings traders. I just took a short position just now using a code 1 short entry, and the day is Monday, November 24th, 2014. I'm just playing code 1 right now. I figured out what the code was, and it'll go down here now, or it should, unless I got the code wrong, but I don't think so. It's going to go down, and let me see here. Let me take a look at the chart. Well, I'll just let it get ahead a little bit, like maybe you're out 10 ticks or so, and then I'll put a break-even stop on it and let it go. It'll either keep going down and hit the exit, or it'll come back up and hit the break-even stop. One of the two. So in the interest of time, I am going to pause the video. I'll come back and show you the progression and of course the outcome of this trade. Just calculating my out here just in case it does go the wrong way. Let's see. Be like 8 ticks, 8 tick loss, probably 9 or 10 with the slippage. Okay, I'm gonna pause the video. I'll come back and show you the progression and of course the outcome of this trade. It's beginning to move in the right direction here. I'm just gonna want it to get down to, let's see, about 24 or so, right down here, and then I'll place a break-even stop on it. It should keep on going. That's why a break-even stop will be fine. And if it doesn't, then I'd rather just have the break-even stop on it. But see how it's coming up now and like faking that it's going to go up here? Assuming that it is faking that it's going to go up. I got the code right. But look how it's doing that, right? That's a good sign, because when it comes back down and breaks below again, then it'll usually keep on going down. In other words, it's already made its fake. Now it's just going to go back the other way. But if it had gone down first, without making the fake first, then it might come back up again and make the fake, and then come back down again. So once it's already made that move, then the mathematics are good that it'll continue. That's why once it does that, it continues, it goes back down, breaks below, then you put the break-even stop on it. Usually it'll work. Not always, of course, because sometimes it'll come back, it'll just go shallow and go back the other way. But it's a way for you to play it that works, most of the time. It's the best way that I know of to play it. You take a look at the code here. No, it should still be going down. This looks like it's going to go up, But the code says it's going to go down. So, yep, it looks good. Looks good. Okay, I'm going to come back. Okay, it just broke below right there. So it should keep on going, but I'm still going to wait till it gets down to 24 before I place the break-even stop, because right now it's too tight. You could just pop back up really quick and hit the break-even stop, and so I'm going to wait for it to break here, get down about 24. There it goes. Okay, I'm preparing it now. Preparing the stop. I'm going to put it at 76.33. Okay, it's a little bit tight here. I'm going to wait for it to get down to 24. Almost there. Okay, I'm going to pause the video, and then when it does get down to 24, I'm going to place a break-even stop on it, and then I'll come back and show it to you. Just want to show you really quick. It popped back up, right up to here, back above my entry. Starting to head down now. It should just go down now and roll over into the codes. It's probably was going to drop out here. Probably it's going to roll over into the codes and drop down, hit the exit. Probably. It still looks good though. Code still looks good. It's just sort of setting up right now. But we'll see what the next codes say. Once it gets down here again though, I'm going to place a break-even stop on this one. Hopefully it's not going to pop up here. Okay, interest of time, I'll come back. It's dropping down here. It's probably going to drop out. Just going to go straight down, drop out. Watch. It's just a classic setup, you know. And plus the code, it's going to roll over here into the code most likely, then drop out. Anyway, once it gets to, I want it to break this low right here, this 25. Once it breaks the low, I'll place the break-even stop on it because it'll hit my original target of 10 ticks, and it's perfect. It's a perfect setup anyway because once it breaks that low, it's just going to drop down. So, you know, but let's say it just drops down 5, 6, 7, 8 ticks, doesn't hit the exit, but then goes back the other way really hard. Well, I'm going to break even on the trade then. It's just a way for me to get it so that no matter what, the computer will take over. Won't lose on the trade. May not win, but I won't lose. And then if it does hit down there, the computer takes over and gets me out. See, it really helps to have that. I've been doing that for a long time now. It really helps to have that because if you don't have that, you always have to rely on your own self, and all it takes is one mistake and you go, oh, I don't think it'll do that, and just goes boom, and you go, oh, what do I do now? And then before you know it, you're down so far, and you know you don't want that to happen. Let the computer take over, get you in, get you out, or I mean not get you in, you get yourself in, but get you out on the loss or the win. Let's see, what's this thing gonna give? Okay, I'm gonna come back. Okay, it's just gonna drop out here. Okay, I'm gonna get ready to place a stop. 76.33. As soon as it hits 24. 76.33. Okay, I'll come back. It's taking its time. I'm gonna go ahead and place the break-even stop now. It should go down, and if it doesn't, then I don't want to be in it. What's it doing here? You know what? I'm just gonna hold it. It hasn't made it to 10 ticks yet. No big deal. I'll come back. Okay, it has touched 24. I'm placing the stop now. Stop at 76.33. 76.33 on the stop. Okay, break-even stop is in place. Now it's either going to keep going down to the exit, or it's going to pop back up and hit the break-even stop. One way or another, but the computer is now taking over. And, you know, a certain percentage of the time, it will pop back up and hit the exit. The stop. A certain percentage of the time, it'll keep going down to the exit. I've noticed that, you know, mathematically, if you play it like this, it works out well, because if it does pop back up to the exit, it's likely to keep, I mean, there's a good mathematical chance that it'll keep going the other way. So you know, you want to be out. You want to be out anyway, and taking a break-even trade is you know, is okay. You don't lose anything. So, but at the same time, you also want to hit those exits too. Remember, I keep talking about that. You must hit these exits, otherwise you don't get anywhere. You know what I mean? Every time you lose, but every time you win, you only win part of it. So you don't get anywhere. So you must hit the exits. So you have, how do you hit the exits? Well, there's only one way. You have to go for them. If you know the right code, hitting the 20-tick exit should not be a problem. As you can see, if I had placed that break-even stop too early, though, I'd have gotten it. That's why you really want to wait for about the 10 ticks, because when it stays in that range, it'll pop back up. It's too easy. But once it breaks, then you can usually place a break-even stop and get away with it, and it'll keep on going and hit your exit. Not always. Sometimes it'll come back up and hit you and then keep on going. You'll be like, oh, darn, why did I do that? But if you look at it mathematically over the long haul, over the long period, you'll see this is the right way to trade, at least as far as I know. It's the best way that I know of. So it's math. It's just mathematics. It's a mathematical way to do it rather than an emotional way of what you think might happen, or this could happen, or you should have did this, you should have did that. You just play it math all the time, the same math, and then it comes out. As long as it comes out successful, you're successful, obviously. That's all you gotta do is just wait for it to hit, and then you You take the right entry. Don't place a break-even stop too early on it. If you saw, I tightened up the stop. It wasn't 20 ticks anymore. It was tighter than that. So if I did lose, it was going to lose smaller than 20. And then when I do win, I hit 20. See, it comes out. It just works. Of course, you have to use the right system. Got to use the code. And it just works. But if you didn't use the code, you'd still want to use that basic technique, because that's how you win at trading. There is no other way as far as I know. Maybe there is another way, but I just am not really familiar with it. I just do what I know, and this is the best way I know of. Of course, using the code too. Anyway, I'm going to come back. I'm going to take another trade or two using the code. Let's see. Yeah, I'll take another trade or two using the code. See, we'll get the 1 trade per day in today. The code 2, 1 trade per day. I'll get that one in. I got a code 1 trade in just now. Get a code 2, 1 trade per day. I might be able to get one more code 1 today. Let's see if I can. Okay, I will come back shortly. Okay, I may have to wrap it up here today because I'm getting pretty busy here and I've got some things to do. I'm going to try to make it for the 1 trade per day. But if I run out of time and I don't make it, then I'm just going to conclude the video and I'll get it rendered out later and up to the YouTube. But I got some things I got to do. But anyway, maybe what I can at least do is show you if the 1 trade per day worked. That way we can start tracking it, even though I can't take it. But I'll try to be here to take it though. But just in case I don't, I'll at least in hindsight tell you if it worked or not. It's good to keep track of that every day, to see what the accuracy rate is. Okay, so I'll come back if I'm able to. Okay, I am back for the 1 trade per day strategy using code 2. I have just taken a short position into the code 2 trade. It's a code 2 signal to go short. I'm going for 20 ticks, normally the normal 20 ticks every day for the 1 trade per day, code 2. And this is it. There's not much to it. I'm 1-to-1. I'm going to stay 1-to-1 until I'm able to go break even. I'll take it down to about, let's see here. Well, it depends on what the code says, like the code 1. And I can follow the code 1 from here. But let's say, more than 10 ticks. Let's say more like about 15 ticks. I can put the break-even stop once it gets about 15 ticks. So from 69, 64, down to 54, I can, 5 ticks away from my exit, I can put a break-even stop on it. Otherwise, I just let it go. Because, the mathematics on it to hit 20 ticks is high. So, no reason to really give it up. But at the same time, you don't want to lose 20 when you almost made 20. Never want to do that on this particular trade. You can see it's going up a little bit here, but it's okay. All that matters is that it hits the exit, 20 ticks, before it hits the stop. Just mathematics, right? That's what this code is all about. The math. Okay, I'm gonna pause the video and I'll come back shortly and show you the progression and of course the outcome of this trade. But just so you know, if you ever wanted to, you can play this particular trade and turn your back on it because the math on it is pretty high. I mean, regardless. I mean, I know you're playing 1-to-1, right? You can just take the entry 1-to-1 and just let it go. You don't have to play a break-even stop on it. In fact, playing a break-even stop on this particular trade is risky business because it can go like 15 and come back up and hit your stop. I mean, hit your stop and then keep going and go to 20, no problem. It does it a lot. So it's kind of risky business to play a break-even stop on this one, and you could just let it go. You just want to make sure that your entry is good. If your entry is not so good, you may want to back off a couple ticks. But even usually, even usually if your entry is not so good, not terrible, but not so good, you still hit the 20. Because I go for 20 because there's a little bit of a buffer there. Usually like 25, 30, something like that. So, anyway, this is a good trade to just turn your back on if you want. 1-to-1 each day. Okay, I'll be back. Let me just show you one thing though really quick. You see, I took the trade here, this red line, right? But see where we are. In other words, I'm taking the trade at the bottom of the chart. In other words, the code 2 gave a short entry right at the bottom of a 10-minute chart. Those are usually always pretty good trades. You can also get a higher percentage success rate on this trade by selectively taking just certain trades that look good. And what I can do is I can start showing them to you which ones do look good and which ones don't. And I mean, you could just take them every day, period. You're still the math's going to come out high, like 70%, okay? But you could get it to 80% simply by selecting the right trades a little bit more, using a little bit more discretion. This one would be a good one. You got a short entry at the bottom of the chart, bottom of a daily or a 10-minute chart. So these are usually pretty good. Pretty high math on this trade. Okay, I'll come back. It just dropped out really super fast. I mean, I didn't even have a chance to hit the record button. It was just sitting there going, just ticking like this, and it just goes super fast. Like 2 seconds. So it hit the exit really fast. Let's see, what was my exit? Let's see. Yeah, it just hit the exit really super fast and got me out. So that's a successful trade today, Monday. It's Monday, November 24th, 2014. Successful trade off code 2, 1 trade per day strategy. Now this trade doesn't work every day, So, but it does have like a 70-80% success rate, depending. It runs about that. But I don't know the exact percentage because I haven't really been tracking it. But I mean, it works like, virtually almost every day. Well, not really. I mean, yeah, it works almost every day. But what happens is it'll go into these patterns where it won't work, and then work, won't work. Like 2, 3, 4 times in a row, maybe. But here's what I can do. This is what I can do. I can sacrifice not taking the 100 tick code 2 trade, because I don't like taking that one anyway, because the hours are just all messed up for my current location. But that's going to change shortly. But until it does, I can just play this trade every day, the code 2, and keep a record of it, and then that way we can see what the what the mathematics on it are. It's really high. I don't know exactly what it is. It could even be 80%. It's possible, but I know I think it's at least 70 though. It's very high. It's a very good trade. It's an excellent trade. But like I said, a little bit of discretion on it helps, because like taking that trade at the bottom of a chart of a 10-minute chart like that, those are usually good ones, because you see how it dropped like that. See, but there's other ones I could show you that aren't so good, and I could point those out to you. But you'd be surprised how often those work too. It's just I'm not really sure I could show you one that Well, yes, I can show you one because see what happens is you'll get a large range, and you don't want that. You want a tight range. The tighter the better. Today was it wasn't well. It was fairly tight today. It was fairly tight. It wasn't really tight, but it wasn't normal either. It was a little less than normal. So it was somewhat tight, but it was the chart that really gave it away that it was a really good trade. But let's say that chart had looked like that, but it was a huge range. That wouldn't have been good. But it was fairly tight, the range. Therefore, it was pretty good, plus you had the chart. So those two combined together made it a very good trade. Now you can use, some discretion like that. It just takes a little bit of practice, a little bit of seeing it every day, and you get good at it, And then you can use this one trade as a very effective tool to make good money. And just one trade a day. It's an excellent trade. And you don't even need to figure out the code. You don't need to know code 1. You can just use the code 2 exclusively, one time a day. See, on the other ones, you need to know code 1 because you got to find your entry. So, but this one, it's already found. You don't need to know. So, this is a very easy trade to take. Very simple, very easy. Don't have to figure out the code. It's as bad as easy as you can get. I don't think it would be possible to get easier. So anyway, I'll start taking it and we'll track it a bit. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna get going. Super busy, but I'll be back tomorrow and the rest of the week to do some trading. Well, maybe not the rest of the week. We got Thanksgiving coming up here. Holidays here coming up in the United States. Yeah, it's coming this Thursday. So I'm only going to do trading for a couple days, and then I've got to stop for Thanksgiving and everything, and then I'll be back the following week. And I'm moving here soon, and I have a new location that I'm going to be able to do some really serious trading, very serious trading. So I'll be back tomorrow. Happy trading out there, traders, and I hope you guys are doing good. Guys and girls. There's a lot of girls doing this too. A surprise, huh? It's a surprise to me when I first started that there'd be as many girls into this as there are. So I'll be back tomorrow, traders. I hope you guys and girls are doing good, and happy trading.